there was a bit of smiles put on the faces of Nigerians, if I may use that word. Yesterday, I think a lot of Nigerians woke up today having one of their happiest Sundays in a very long time. The Super Eagles made us smile. And we're going to be starting our conversation today talking about the AFCON. And I'm joined here now by Ifreke. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Long time no see. And Happy New Year.
Same to you.
You're smiling as well. It felt like for a few hours yesterday, Nigerians forgot all their problems, even though we can't seem to forget them. But yesterday was pretty, a lot of people have said it's probably our best game in years. It's the most cohesive we've seen Nigeria play. We had players playing for the team as against, trying to exploit the individual sort of glory. Osimhen, of course, who has sort of been called out a few times in this tournament. Still without a goal, but for a lot of people was probably one of the best players on the field yesterday. How did you feel about our game yesterday?
You speak about our progress so far, and you say that's the best game. For a long time, we've not enjoyed our football. We've not enjoyed the coaching of our players. Coming to the AFCON, we said that we had the best crop of players in Europe, the best strikers, and then, of course, one of the front runners to win the trophy. But from the first game, there was now a disjointed performance from the team. The goals were not coming. We drew that first game 1-1. We almost lost that game. Then we needed a penalty to see off the host Ivory Coast. We needed an own goal to see of Guinea-Bissau, which was basically the weakest team in the group. But what we saw yesterday is, I think, that little break they had between the group stage and that round of 16 game, they sat down. There were 2 days of closed-door training. They looked at tactics. And it's very important to note that over the 4 games, Peseiro has moved from a 4-3-3 to a 3-4-3, which has given us a bit of defensive solidity. Even though our attack is still not clicking and we are still depending a bit of individual brilliance up there. But overall, yesterday's game, you could see that they were playing for the shirt, they were playing for the fans, and they were playing for themselves to make a names. And
I think the one thing that has been very instructive for me in this entire tournament is the coach himself, Jose Peseiro. A lot of us, myself included, had a lot to say about just what the Super Eagles were starting to look like. When the tournament started in our first game, people got wary again, and then he switched things up, and he's giving reasons why. First of all, we lost people to injury, right? It would have been Boniface, maybe Osimhen, both up front. Now we don't have that option. Then, of course, secondly, like he said, what he had noticed since coaching the Eagles, when they go a goal down, the team just gets demoralized. So his plan now is to always score first and hold.
Yes.
But that is a very risky
game. Because we are getting to the business
end. Getting to the business end. You're playing, our next game is against Angola, who have shipped 9 goals, who have scored 9 goals in this tournament. Yes. They are playing really good football. How does that hold against an Angola? Before we even start going as far as other games,
if we get past Angola, we are likely to meet Morocco. Peseiro has to find the balance between defense and attack, because as much as the defense is winning in this game so far, there are games where we are likely to concede first. And like he's talking about, like the mental capacity to come back from a goal down. He has to sort that out. You can't keep depending that all the way to the final. You're going to keep playing this type of football and, nicking one goal here and sitting back and absorbing it. It helped yesterday that we're able to score 2 goals, It was 3, VAR disallowed 1. It helped that we are able to put the ball in the net. Do you understand? So after the dominance or the solidity, there's something to show up front. So moving forward, I especially think that Osimhen is coming into his own, is growing into the tournament. And from the Angola game, if he gets a couple of goals, upward and onwards.
Let's talk about Ademola Lookman for a bit there, because he was the MVP of the game yesterday, of course, by CAF standards. He scored the brace, both goals for Nigeria. And you could see that it looks like there was some understanding, at least yesterday, between him, Osimhen, to an extent, Moses Simon as well. And that's been the biggest criticism the team has gotten. We went into this tournament believing our attack was going to be deadly and the defense was a problem. Things switched up as soon as this tournament started. And, what does this do for their confidence? And is this a sign of things to come? Or did we, like some people have said, play a weak team, which is Cameroon? And it's not a good yardstick.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think that any game, we're not exactly confident coming to that game. We must admit that. It was Cameroon, and then our ghosts from ages past resurfaced. We started talking about how many finals we've lost, how we're finally getting to beat them and everything. So it wasn't supposed to be a walk in the park. There's no Cameroon team you put out to face Nigeria. Even if it was Ghana, you can't say, oh, because we've been trolling them, oh, we are going to beat them 4-0. Ghana last 2 years, it was because of them we didn't go to the World Cup. They stopped us from going to the World Cup. So these rivalries can be very intense on those days. So you can't say we played a weak team. And I was especially happy for Ademola Lookman because it kind of justified his decision to pick Nigeria over England. In that moment, he felt completely Nigeria. I saw videos of him from the pitch to the dressing room. He was mobbed, and that is what a player lives for, and in this tournament, like you have the chance to make your name, to become a national hero. So I think that moving forward, we'll see more. Although I was very disappointed by Moses Simon, I think that our front three, because we're basically playing 2 wingers, 2 wing backs, and 1 striker. I think that front 5 needs to gel more. But I believe that the game is on Thursday. I believe that before then they'll do on Friday.
Yeah, February 2nd, I believe.
Okay. Yes. I think that before then they'll do more work on. And the thing about international football is that you take all these players from different systems, from different countries, playing different positions.
So short a time to
exactly. So it's like if they are able to grow into a team as the tournament progresses, you see better performance, and hopefully that will be the case against Angola.
Someone who has gotten a lot of flack, and I can see why, to an extent, but the truth is he not the best midfield option we have right now? I'm talking about Alex Iwobi. People have wondered, he trended yesterday on Twitter, on X, talking about, he was, giving away the ball here and there. But the truth is, it's literally him and Onyeka who are in that midfield, right? Because we don't have anybody else. Didi's out, and our main Yusuf is injured. We have struggled with our midfield for a couple of years now, which is one of the reasons why our formation had to change. Is he as bad as he's made out to be? Or is the team just too good, or the rest of the players, that he now looks like the one who's maybe sort of the odd one out? Because I didn't think he had a terrible game yesterday.
He did not, but I think the expectations we've come to have to expect from Iwobi are just high up there for somebody that's played for Arsenal and played for several Premier League clubs at the highest level. So and
then there's the Okocha burden.
Do you understand? There is that is Okocha's cousin, and so there is a. In our subconscious, there's a part of us that expect us for him to be the next Okocha and to be our creative hub, which he is actually. But you talk about the injuries and the absentees in the midfield. Peseiro has had to play in a deeper role, so he's controlling play from inside. But you could see his usefulness in the team in that second goal. There is nobody in that Super Eagles team that can give that pass to Calvin Bassey. So a lot of people on social media were like, take him out, bring this person out, bring that person out, but in that moment where he needed calmness and quality and that penetrativeness, it was Iwobi that was able to produce it and seal the game. So yes, Iwobi has his flaws, his weaknesses, but I think that he's one of the better players in the Super Eagles squad that can produce a moment of magic or quality.
Yeah.
Yes.
One thing that also seems to be an interesting trait for this team so far is the talk about leadership. We see it with Ekong a lot in the defense. He's marshalling things. When the referee blows the whistle, he goes straight there to confront, to understand, and protects his players. You always see him being very vocal. But you also see that with the seamen in front. Now sometimes at the touchline, when they go for their water breaks, he's almost giving instructions as well as the coach. But at the same time, the coach is speaking and everybody is listening. Then we also have Wabali at the post, also giving instructions. So it looks like it's too much happening, but at the same time, they seem to understand, each other. It's not a very common trait with the Super Eagles, having players that people are just sort of listening to. I wonder where that shift happened, you think? And if it's a good thing, because it's working, I guess.
It is a good thing because when you see the way they celebrate goals, even I saw a picture of Ahmed Musa, who has not played a single minute at the AFCON, jumping on Iwobi and everything. And when they go for, like, say, a water breaks, that second goal, the entire bench came off. And, Is the singleness of purpose.
Yeah.
It's the singleness of purpose. We are all playing for our country. We just want to win for our country, for our fans, for our families, for our careers. So there's no selfishness, there's no ego tripping, there's no see me, I'm the star of the show. Everybody is contributing, to make the country proud, to make the team win. So I think that is the best thing to see. And we talk about leadership in football. Everybody must not be vocal. Whatever role you can play, if you need to carry the drinks, if you need to carry the kids, if you need to shout, if you need to run yourself into the ground like Osimhen, whatever you can bring to the team to make sure that the team succeeds and win, bring it. And at the end of the day, when the trophy is given out, they say, oh, Nigeria, the AFCON champions.
Yeah. Are you worried about Nwabali for our next game?
No, yes, I am. I thought you said you were going to say if I'm worried about him as a goalkeeper. I am very worried about. Yes, I'm very worried, but I don't know how serious. I've not read any updates. Peseiro said that in 24, 48 hours they'll have an update or a scan or something like that. And if you notice, when it came off, a lot of people were like, "Don't bring Huzoho. Why is he warming up? Go and sit down." Also, you'd like to think that would be a test of the defense. How resolute is that defense?
Really?
Because a lot of people also argue that Nwabali has not had a lot to do because the defense has been very impressive. So you do expect that if that defense holds up, as we see, if it's a solid defense, then maybe Uzoho will not face all this long-range shot or these tricky crosses that has always been like his weak spot over the years. And then maybe you can have Nwabali available for a potential semi-final.
You guys are already going there, and that's what
Nigeria makes you dream. Nigeria makes you dream. You can't help it.
And I've been seeing a lot of that on social media. I've seen a few vlogs and TikToks talking about how we're taking the cup, and I keep going back to 1998 at the World Cup when we did that with Denmark and we got hammered 4-1. And even the last Nations Cup, we won. We got 9 points in the group stage. Everybody thought it was a done deal. Tunisia hammered us in the round of 16. Are we getting ahead of ourselves, do you think?
Yes, we are, and we're allowed to. But the reality of it is that
because Angola has
this is African football.
They've scored 4 in a match. They've scored 3 in a match.
This is African football, not necessarily with Angola. We've seen how many big names have gone, and we've seen how many shock results we have in the tournament. So it would be very foolish of us to dismiss Angola. But we are going to go there confident based on what we've been able to do and how much we've grown in the tournament. So it's okay to dream. I mean, at the end of the day, this is why we play the game. This is why we watch the game.
Can we dream cautiously? Just to be
exactly. We have to
just very quick final word now. I'm looking at the way Angola plays very fluidly. I don't know if you saw the game yesterday.
I did.
3 beautiful goals.
Exceptional.
Very beautiful goals.
Actually, the last goal.
Does our formation hold up against them, you think?
I think Angola will also be scared to face us. That's the truth. Nigeria is, forget everything that happened to us over the years and what we've not been able to do and achieve. Any team that is playing, even if it's Senegal or Morocco, you don't just think that you're going to come and beat the Super Eagles. So there'll be a mental aspect of them that just like, we're playing the Super Eagles, we saw what Osimhen did, Lookman scored 2 goals and everything. They are beginning to grow into themselves. There's also that fear. So I'm not saying that they'll also try, but they'll not come out and play the Super Eagles as if they're playing Namibia. I mean, I'm not trying to make Namibia, I don't know how Namibia got there in the first place. I'm not trying to make them like a but this is the Super Eagles of Nigeria playing.
Prediction?
It would be a narrow win. Maybe 1-0, 2-1, Yeah.
Okay, we'll see how correct you are. Thanks a lot for joining us, Ifreke, and Nigerians are still basking in it, but tomorrow is Monday, so we'll get back to our reality. That is Nigeria tomorrow.
Don't just stand there teasing me. Now it's time to show and prove.